Right, there we go. Hello, hello, hope you can hear me now. Welcome to our live stream watch along of France versus Sweden in our last 32, a new round, of course, in the new format of the World Cup 48 team structure. And it is a sunny afternoon in New York, New Jersey, which France, of course, have played at the MetLife Stadium earlier in this tournament when we did one of our first watch-alongs of this World Cup here on Let's Talk Sport. Remember, if you are new to the channel, click that subscribe button and give this stream a like. That support really does help us out and keeps us going doing this content. So we're just a minute in. Let me just update the stream I use, you see, folks. Starts straight away by the time I start this watch-along. So that's why I'm always starting on the scratch there. So anyway, the lineups are there for you. For France to your left, Sweden to your right, and the substitute options that Didier Deschamps and Graham Potter have available. The scoreboard is below you with the match clock, as close to the match clock from the game as possible. And of course, do reach out to us on the live chat page. We'd love to hear from you. We do have a couple of messages already. And if you want to vote for who you think is going to win the polls on the live chat page, very simple. Who do you think is going to win, France or Sweden? I think this could be... I'm excited about this game, mainly because I love Sweden. I love their football. And there's something about Sweden with this team. When you look at that front three, I mean, let's check out their formation. As you can see, this is how it all sums up. Just talking about that in a moment. Here comes Sweden. Isak is going to go for goal, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. Just while he put his right side foot behind on the edge of the 18-yard box. It took a bit of a, I guess you could say, a little bit of a deflection. Didn't change the direction of the ball though, off Upper Meccano, the France centre back, and it was easy for Mike Magnum to pick up near the far post. And he'll be open. He won't be having many more challenges more than that this afternoon in New Jersey. All started in that attack with Chimone being dispossessed, and just as we talk about it, he's just been fouled from behind there by Alexander Isak, and it's a free kick to France in their own half. But this is what the lineups look like. And as I talk about Sweden, that front three for me is, well, on paper you can't go wrong. Isak, Gyökeres and Elanga, but can it work with all three of them together at the same time on that pitch? That's what I'm intrigued to see. Sweden have, of course, got through the group stages. They didn't top their group, but they did comfortably beat Tunisia 5-1. Foul on Dembele on the far side of the Sweden half. Dembele got a hat-trick last time out when they were playing their last group game against Norway. An impressive win against... Okay, Norway made 10 changes to that lineup since they knew they had qualified, and of course, if you haven't seen yet, they have won their last 32 clash against the Ivory Coast. Meanwhile, France have got this free kick deep into the 18-yard box for Sweden to deal with. Bit of head tennis going on towards the 6-yard box. It's then headed out wide to the left-hand side, and it was a last touch off a Swedish header. And it is Digne who will take the throw-in for France, playing at left-back, as he has done pretty much throughout this whole tournament so far. This is France and Sweden's fourth game of the tournament. Well, who will it be in terms of final game, though? Of course, France are the favourites to win the whole World Cup, let's not forget. Meanwhile, though, I'm just... Oh, hang on a moment, there's a ball through out to the left-hand side. Sorry folks, just being distracted by my phone there. Back with the game, we haven't missed anything though. But yes, look at that, front three for Sweden. Then you've got, looks as though they're playing a 3-4-3 formation. So Sweden going out on the attack in this game with that formation. is true to its word by Graham Potter. As you can see for France, though, I mean, throw a dart and you can't go wrong with any of these players that they've got in their lineup. Koundé playing at right back today, Saliba and Upamecano. Deschamps is main centre-half for this game. And look at that front line with Mbappe as your main man, who's been terrific from the get-go at this tournament. Along with Barcola, Elise and Dembele. Can't go wrong, really. So yes, that is the formation and the lineups. Starting lineups are on this page as well, folks, in case you missed that. And I'll of course be trying to update these lineups throughout the game, whether that's a yellow card or if one of these players scored or got substituted. We'll keep you updated here on Let's Talk Sport throughout this and the next 90 minutes or so. Could be even longer than that. Extra time and penalties if it's still a draw after our first 90 minutes of this game. And we've seen a few games go to extra time and penalties. What a day it was yesterday. Sweden trying to, well, appealing for a free kick just outside the France penalty area. The referee ignores the request and says play on. And there's a foul maybe on Elise. Yep, it will be. Sweden will not be able to play on, despite intercepting on the halfway line. Elise, well, as you'd imagine, once the decision went his way, he started to play quite friendly then. So France will restart the game. That's not a bad ball by Upamecano. It's a low one trying to pick out Mbappe. He was, of course, he was the man furthest forward for the blue. But no look for them there. And as you can imagine, the Viking clap is happening right now in the Swedish end. Norway, of course, beating Cote d'Ivoire earlier. And that means we'll see more of the Viking row, that's for sure. Sweden trying to go for a long ball there to Isak, but Isak was beaten by Saliba. Saliba telling Isak, you got to do better than that, mate. Because I'm sure they had a couple of games against each other last season between Liverpool and Arsenal. Of course, Liverpool fans have not exactly been impressed by Isak this season. And what am I doing, folks? I'm wearing the wrong cap. Supporting Mexico ahead of their big game tonight at Mexico City. They play Ecuador in hope that they reach the last 16. And I think they've only ever lost twice ever in the history of playing at the Azteca. So a special night, hopefully, for Mexico. I'm being biased. I would love them to win. But I must swap caps for this game. Hang on a moment. Oh yeah, I've got my Sweden cap. I don't think I've worn this. There it is. I don't think I've worn this since probably when I was in Sweden over 2 years ago when I went to Malmo. Fully recommend it. It was a nice trip. You could stay over the bridge in Copenhagen and do that, or stay in Malmo and visit Copenhagen for a day. It's a quick 20-minute train. You might need your passport in case they have to check. I don't think they ever checked when I went though, but always good to take it with you. Greg Livingstone saying, well, my team played shit at the World Cup. At least you're not Tunisia or Iraq or anyone like that, Greg. Greg, I believe, is a Scotland fan. I mean, I think Scotland were happy just to be at the World Cup. I think if they got out of the groups, it would have been a good bonus for Steve Clarke and his men, but I think that group was always going to be difficult. Morocco and Brazil. They got the win against Haiti. That was the main thing to start off the campaign and give them a confidence booster, but still, they were just outdone. They gave Morocco a good game, judging by the scoreline. I missed the match, but Brazil match, they just gave it to them on a plate, and you've got to do better than that when you're against any team that's managed by Carlo Ancelotti. Sweden now trying to go and peek themselves into the middle of the penalty area, only for the pass to be incomplete, and then it's cleared out for a throw-in on the near side. So, oh, massive plane shadow just going over the stadium there. It is shining in New Jersey at the moment. We've had some rain in some of the games in this stadium. Remember, this is where the World Cup final will take place on Sunday, July 19th. Arsene Wenger is in attendance. The cameras are on him and some other blokes in suits. Not sure who they are. I thought one of them might have been Henrik Larsson, but I don't think it is. Right, here they come now, Sweden with a cross. And that's just going to go, I don't even think that's going to go out for a goal kick. Graham Potter, of course, the manager of Sweden. He, of course, let's not forget, has been manager in the Swedish leagues. So he's definitely a well-known face in the Swedish football scene. And the other thing to point out is that Sebastian Larsson is one of his coaches. No relation to Henrik Larsson, but if you know, you know. Cracking free kick taker. Loved Sebastian Larsson for something. Now here's Mbappe on the edge of the box. Instead he plays it out wide. I think that's to Koundé. Now up in Meccano. Oh, and Dembele's won a corner, has he? No, I think, judging by the high fives between the Swedish defenders, referee has pointed towards the goal for a Sweden goal kick. Didier Deschamps, in his usual outing of a white buttoned shirt underneath a black jacket and black smart trousers, looking the part in this big game. As France, of course, a lot of pressure for Deschamps and his players, expected to win this World Cup with the way that they've started out so far. But of course, this is the knockouts. There are going to be nerves for every player now, knowing that there are no second chances. And we've seen some shocks already at this tournament. Paraguay beating Germany in a penalty shootout. Germany losing a penalty shootout. That never happens. I don't think it's ever happened in the World Cup history of Germany, from what one of the commentators was saying last night for that game. And of course, Morocco beating the Dutch on penalties, another dramatic shootout on the same day as Germany versus Paraguay. So I tell you what, it's been a good knockout so far. I must admit, 2 weeks of group stages, I was starting to get quite bored. I don't know about you lot, but I was wanting to get on with the knockouts. And now that the knockouts are here, it's good to watch. We haven't seen any games where there's been a one-horse race yet. Only 13 and a half minutes gone so far in this one, but of course Sweden and France just settling down, you could say, for this last 32 clash to begin with. Greg Livingstone is saying, I just want club football to be back already. He says that David Moyes, I want the next Scotland manager. Of course, I think for now he'll obviously stick with Everton for at least another season. I mean, he loves Everton, so I think it would take quite a lot for him to leave, I think. But I don't think he'd say no to the Scotland job. I'd like to see it. I think he's Scotland's best manager on paper at the moment. Would you take Duncan Ferguson? I know he's not got much experience, but he was at one point a temporary manager of Everton. Now Mbappe. Now you wouldn't be surprised if he goes for goal outside the box. He's got a couple of them already in this tournament. Now with Lucas Digne. Now with Rabiot with his top knot haircut. Well, I say that's towards the back of his head. So back knot, that's even a thing. And there's Elise. No, I think Koundé has won a corner. And it came off Goodmanson. Of course, we did do a Swedish league match, the Allsvenskan. Try and pronounce it, sorry folks. We did do a watchalong just ahead of the World Cup. Oh, and I thought for a moment there was a free header there, but no, Sweden brilliant in the air. Oh, and a long-range effort from Lucas Digne. And the goalkeeper had to stretch it out of Zetterstrom. I'll tell you what, if he hadn't got there, it was going in the bottom right corner of the net. But I think Zetterstrom knew that he can't allow that to get past him from like 35 yards out. But a good effort by the Aston Villa player. Been playing in the Premier League for quite a few years now for Everton and Aston Villa. Of course, he's with the latter these days, winning the Europa League for Unai Emery last month. Greg saying that Jamie hates he should have drawn with Scotland in the first game. I was there. I must admit, originally I was planning to stay up and watch it, but because I was working first thing the next morning, I couldn't justify staying up at 2 a.m. Knowing that the game and all that wouldn't be done till at least 4 a.m. I am going to stay up tonight though for Mexico, Ecuador. Oh, here's Mbappe, don't give him a chance, and it goes straight to the goalkeeper. Again, easy one for the goalkeeper to deal with, but if he got air on that and picked a corner, oh, Zetterstrom will be aiming to earn his dollars, that's for sure, because Mbappe has been very sharp with his shooting at this tournament so far. Over a quarter of an hour gone then, so we've had, at least in the last minute or so, a couple of shots on target from our 2018 World Cup champions. It's now with, I think that's Elise out wide to Digne on the left-hand side. There's 3 blue shirts waiting in the 18-yard box. It's gone back to Elise now. Elise across the field to Koundé. Oh, I'm not sure what Dembele's trying to do there, but he was beaten by Stroud. And now Stroud will play it down the line, and as the ball enters the France half, there's that a foul, yes. Gyökeres wins a free kick. Saliba, the one penalised by the referee, he had his shirt pulled as Gyökeres was trying to shield the ball away from the Arsenal defender. And yeah, I don't think there's any doubts that that's a free kick. So maybe a big set-piece opportunity to come for the Swedes. Greg says that David Moyes had a good record with us at Man United. I mean, the problem I had with Moyes, it was easy. I must admit, I regret what my reaction was in that season when he got sacked, where I wanted him gone, but I think most of the United community wanted him gone because we were so used to competing at the top of the Premier League. And we finished 7th that season, at the time the worst ever Premier League finish for Man United. Obviously it's been worse since, but at the time. Anyway, let's talk about this free kick for Sweden. Oh, it landed on the feet of, I think that was Svensson, but his first touch was poor. But anyway, Sweden have still got the possession outside the penalty area, about 30 yards out. Up in the air it goes, forward into the France half, as Digne intercepts and plays a comfortable pass to Rabiot. Rabiot pushes that ball to the halfway line. He now plays on the left-hand side to, I'm trying to figure out who that might be. Anyway, he's going to go for goal. Goes over the crossbar at the end. It was Barcola. I must admit, I completely lost track of him for a moment. It was a great run though. He picked up the pass just inside the Sweden half on the left-hand side, right next to the throwing line. So he did cut in, and then as he entered the penalty area on the left-hand side, there was no options for him, so he decided to go alone and have a go at goal, and it just went over the crossbar. Deschamps and his fellow coaches take a jump out of their seats in hope that it was going in, but instead, oh, that's a through ball to Mbappe. He's not offside, the flag stays down, and he scores! And I think, is he onside? No, he's not, he's off. We were wondering if the linesman was going to raise the flag. I'm sure VAR, of course, will automatically check this. I don't think he's offside, I think he's just on. He has shaped that run perfectly. He was on his own. Sweden were completely wide open. I think it'll count, but let's... Are they going to check this? Of course, they do have the... No, they've checked. Okay, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing the replay of that, if they do have that 3D graphic which some would call semi-automatic offside technology. That looked like it was onside to me. Let us know, folks. Did you see that from where you're watching? But yeah, go back to Moyes. Oh dear. A Dembele deflected block on Zetterstrom, who was trying to boot it out back to the field there. Luckily for him, the deflection just kept the ball going out wide for a throw to Sweden. Long throw and taken. And it's towards the middle of the park. Sweden have won a free kick. Elise obviously disagrees. I think they're showing the offside on screen from what I heard about the announcer just then. Just checking my sound, folks, just make sure that you can hear me clearly. But yeah, go back to Greg. I mean, I must admit, I wish Man United did give Moyes an obvious. Oh my word! Oh, actually, he's quite well off at the end. Half of his body, his left leg and his left arm, and half of his face is offside when they've just brought out the SAOT technology to the feed. I must admit, when they showed the replay at first, before the tech was used there, I thought Mbappe was just onside, but good call by the linesman. That 3D image justifying that linesman's decision. But no, I must admit, I think United should have given Moyes another season. And when you look back now, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Well, as you'd expect, boos all around the New York Stadium. Wonder why? A hydration break. So we are going to have 2 3-minute break before they restart for the rest of this first half. But so far, France looking very good, as expected. They've had 1 goal disallowed already by Kylian Mbappe. He's been denied another World Cup goal, which, of course, you could say it's between him and Messi to have the most World Cup goals come the end of this tournament. And, of course, Messi and Mbappe, I think, have scored in every game they've played so far. I think, if I can remember rightly, Messi's got 6 goals already just at this tournament alone, which is pretty impressive. Well, anyway, both teams, of course, have gone near towards their dugouts, having a quick drinks break before they restart. I think Sweden, of course, will welcome the hydration break. They haven't really had much activity up front in that France half. We haven't really seen what their powers of Gyökeres, Elanga, and Isak can do for them. And this is the thing, this is what I was saying at the start of the stream. On paper, that is a great front three. You know, all 3 of them in the Premier League. And while Elanga didn't have a great season for Newcastle statistically, but Gyökeres, of course, winning the Premier League in his first season for Arsenal, while Isak, as well as found it probably very difficult in his first season in a Liverpool shirt. But I do think that this front line that Sweden have, it's great on paper, but is it enough? It's easy, especially if I was a coach, you can't not try this, because if Sweden can get the opportunities, they've got 3 fantastic forwards there to get the job done. And a game like this, of course, you've got to go for it, otherwise you're going out of the tournament at this rate. So it'd be interesting to see. As we talked about before, Sweden playing with 3 at the back, if people have got that correct. And, you know, against the front line that France have to offer, that is a big risk. But hey, you don't win without taking risks. France team have already got their players back on the field. Sweden still taking a few seconds of quick words from their coaches, including Graham Potter and Sebastian Larsson. But yeah, in terms of David Moyes, I wish United gave him another season. But again, that's hindsight. I don't think he would have been the solution to United regardless, but I don't think he was going to do that well in his first season after Fergie left. I think a lot of players were still sad that Fergie went, including Robin van Persie. Robin van Persie told many people that he joined Man United because of Fergie, and he only ever had one season with Sir Alex Ferguson. So I think that messed his plans up a bit. But not to say he didn't want to play for United, but you know. Anyway, they are back underway. So it's a throw-in for Sweden on the near side towards the left of the France dugout. Greg's saying that, of course, Burgoyne's joining in the chat as well about the Scotland World Cup performance. And yeah, but I think Burgoyne's agreeing with me, which is, you know, Scotland did all right. They got a win, which I think is always better to leave a tournament with a win, even if it's in the group stages, than nothing at all. And, you know, Scotland fans will just celebrate all night when they've beaten Haiti, which I'm sure Greg did. But, you know, Morocco and Brazil, these are teams that win big games. Scotland are not on that level, and I don't think there's any shame losing to those teams. But yeah, I think Steve Clark, you could see it in Steve Clark's interview after the Brazil game. You could just tell he was going to leave. He was not going to stay for that contract. And I think for Scotland, they maybe need a new face. So if you've just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, it is all square after 26 minutes in this last 32 game between the French and the Swedes, two European giants going head to head. France hoping their train journey continues because it's been on rampant form in the last few weeks, while Sweden open to cause an upset. Here's a ball through. Oh, and it's a shot on target by Isak. And it was a great free kick. It was something different. The France defence were not expecting it, but I think that was overall good defending by Saliba. He tracked Isak's run. He got his body in front of it once Isak had that right-footed effort towards goal, but just no air in it, no pace or power. And it was an easy job for Mr. Magnan to deal with at the end, the France goalkeeper. But a bit of a moment for France to think about there, and Didier Deschamps. They have the ball in possession now. So I think that might have been Sweden's second shot on target so far. Both of them, though, not a problem for the goalkeeper to deal with so far. But as I say, that front line, if they get the chances, could cause an upset. Corner kick now coming up for the French. Dembele winning it there as he jogs to the far corner to pick up the ball. I assume he'll take this as well. There's no other blue shirt walking over to that corner flag. And the short corner is taken by Dembele. The pass has gone back towards Dembele. Cross was no good as it's headed out, as the ball now goes out loose to the halfway line. Magnan will pick it up and play a short pass to Saliba. Now Digne picking up a short pass out wide from Rabiot in the midfield. Greg Livingstone saying, so Jamie, do you feel this season is the season that Man United will challenge the title or not ready yet? Oh, I believe, I've put my hand up and I've said this last few weeks. I think this is the season United go for it. United, okay, it's a shame the league season actually ended for Man United, because since Michael Carrick joined and became the, at the time, temporary Man United manager at the start of January, he scored the most points out of all the 20 Premier League teams since he joined, which is something to say. Not bad, you know. However, United only had to play the Premier League throughout the whole season under Carrick, throughout the rest of the season under Carrick, that is. I think Man United just need to recruit with a bit more depth. I think they need to let go. I think Xerxes is going, but they need to find another striker. I think Sesko is slowly getting there. He's had his first season. His second season, I think, for any striker is when fans hope he's now going to turn up, as in upgrade himself. Anyway, back with this. I've just lost it. Oh, have I lost connection? Bear with me. I am using Ethernet, so hopefully that makes it a bit more secure, but that's not... Oh, I think it's all loading now. Come on. Oh, and there's Mbappe! Oh! How's it not gone in? I just rejoined the stream and somehow it didn't go in. I think it came off the goalkeeper there. He was completely unmarked. I think it was a rebounded loose ball. No, it was no, it's at the post. Oh, any other day that's going in, but he's at the post. And he literally, the moment he kicked that ball, he was running away from the goal ready to celebrate it. But instead the post got in the way and said, not right now, Mbappe, you got to do it again. Ella Hughes, hello Ella, says nice hat, Jamie, well thank you. I'm not being biased on who I want to win. But it is Mbappe again. He'll be hungry to get a goal after hitting the post there. But yeah, oh, hang on, here's Koundé. Every time I'm trying to talk about football in another topic, it's always France on the front line at the moment. It's now with Rabiot. Rabiot, he might just go for goal. Oh, just lifts up over the crossbar. And he does like to have a long-range shot from time to time. He fancied to treat himself there. And goalkeeper just let it fly over him at the end. Sweden still in this, 32 minutes gone, but France have hit the post, and there's a replay footage of the France supporters in shock, wondering how did that not go in. Meanwhile, Sweden now, as they just lose that, Magnan should get there as the ball rolls into his territory, and he picks it up comfortably. He then plays a throw, he tosses the ball over to Saliba. Of course, there's one more game later tonight. Mexico, Ecuador at 2 AM. Mexico, one of our co-hosts, all three co-hosts still in this tournament after Canada won a late winner against South Africa back on Sunday night, which was, I love seeing Canada win that game. I think Canada have been great to watch, and whatever they do now, they've had a great tournament. And Jesse Marsh, I think, has been terrific as well. Great energy from him. I can see why you'd want to play for him. I know some Leeds United fans may be watching this, may disagree with me, but maybe the Canada role suits him, even though he's American. Who knows, maybe he could be the next USA manager if Mauricio Pochettino leaves the role after this World Cup. France now with Koundé. He's playing on the right-hand side at the moment. Oh, and that was Lindelof going in there. He gets tripped while winning the ball. No, sorry, it was Gyökeres at the end, playing as a defender. He wins a free kick for his team, and that stops that momentum for his opponents. And Sweden can try and regroup here, maybe. But yeah, going back to Man United, I think they can do it. If Liverpool don't continue their form from last season, even though they've got Areola as manager, I think that might take time. You never know. Man City, of course, first season without Pep Guardiola in 10 years. That'll be difficult, I think. But Enzo Maresca is a good coach. I think he could get it right with them in time, but maybe not in their first season. Again, let's see what their recruitment's like. Arsenal, I just don't think they can win the league again with the way that they played. I think if United turn up, they can do it. It won't be easy, though. Oh, what a shot! Oh, it's at the post! Oh, the rebound's gone way over. It's from Dembele who took the rebounded shot, and I think it was Elise with the bicycle kick. I'll tell you what, are you not entertained? Because the New Jersey crowd have certainly been given quite a game here so far. Oh, it hit the upper post after Mbappe hit the left post earlier on. What a scissor kick or bicycle kick, whichever way you look at it. It's a terrific effort by Mr. Elise. And then Dembele just curving the ball past the near post. Just missing there. Now here comes Sweden. Oh, and a global cross in. trying to find Isak there. He couldn't get the flick to change the direction of the ball, and it'll go wide for a goal kick to France, which after what has been mainly a France first half here, that would have been quite a kick in the heart for them if that had gone in for Sweden. What a game. And for Sweden, if you think about it, if they can get it at goalless at half time, there'll certainly be confidence there that they can do this. Oh, Lindelof, is that a late challenge? Referee actually has ignored the tackle on Elise. Elise's, well, he's down injured at the moment. It looked like a late one from Lindelof. What happened, his first touch was terrible as he picked up a loose ball, and then Elise came storming in. Lindelof had to stretch out for the loose ball, and his right foot does catch Elise's shin. It was a follow-through tackle, really. He didn't mean it. I don't think there'll be a VAR check or anything. Elise's back on his feet. Lindelof does apologise. He puts his arms round his shoulders. Of course, it was an accident. Just a bad first touch from the former Man United defender. They're just showing the slow-mo of Elise's bicycle kick again. I tell you what, Dembele, I think, should have scored, though. He had pretty much 3/4 of that goal net to go for, and he missed it. Game back underway. France in possession just inside their own half, with the sun shining towards the upper half of the pitch. A lot of shadows from the roof of the MetLife towards the bottom. It's a lovely sunny day for football near the East Coast. But yeah, go back to the next season's Premier League. I do think Man United can do it. I don't think they're going to be favourites. But I think if other teams don't turn up and United continue what they did last season under Carrick, bearing in mind, I don't think Man United played that well. Who knows what they could do, but I think it's all about signings. They've apparently signed Ederson from Atalanta as a midfielder. I really wish Casemiro was able to get one more season at Man United. I just think it's going to be hard to play without him next season. I think United are going to miss him a lot. But I think they need to sign another striker as backup for Sesko. Free kick comes in for France on the left-hand side. It came in, swerved into the 18-yard box. Sweden have dealt with it, though. And I think that's with Gudmundsson. No, it's with Stroud. Stroud was surrounded by Saliba and Upamecano. I tell you what, two centre-halves on the far side of that corner, very far away from their normal positions on the pitch. They certainly wanted to win that ball back. They could have been in trouble if somehow Stroud got past them or boot the ball up with no centre-halves for France to go back to. Greg mentions Man City have signed Elliot Anderson from Forest. I know they've put a bid in, and I know they've agreed to it, haven't they? So I'd imagine he's having a medical while in the United States. I mean, Celabi, who from Morocco, has just joined Bayern Munich. He did the medical out in the States. Oh, and another long-range shot from Mbappe. He decided not to run it into the 18-yard box there. Picked up the pass, then he cut in from left to right towards the edge of the 18-yard box. He went for a right-footed effort. Straight down the middle, though, at the Sweden goalkeeper, Zetterstrom, which, you know, I'm going to be honest, a bit of Stoke City bias is involved right now. Actually, Zetterstrom is doing everything that he should do as a goalkeeper right now, but just saying, Graham Potter, if you're watching, give Victor Johansson a chance. Good goalkeeper, even though he plays for Stoke City, and I have a bit of Stoke City bias in me. What players do you think Man United need, Greg, or anyone on the live chat page if you want to get involved? Meanwhile, 75% of you have gone for France to win this game. I mean, they've hit the post twice in this first half. 5 minutes remaining. They've got a Sweden free kick to defend here, with a long free kick going across the 18-yard box, bounced a couple of times. Easy one for Koundé to intercept, but France couldn't break out from their own half there, and it will be a Sweden thrown on the far side. If you are new to the stream, folks, and please, if you can, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport here on YouTube. Just click that subscribe button. Hey, it doesn't cost you a penny, it's free. For any of you who aren't sure what subscribe means on YouTube, I wish they'd use the name follow instead, like you would have on Instagram and X, etc. Meanwhile, back with the game, here's Mbappe. Plays it out to the left. Oh, it's across the face of goal. It wasn't a bad cross, but yet again, Sweden deal with it. It's only a half pitch. It's back with Elise. Oh, and it's wide at the end. He tried to curl it, and it went around that left post. Zetterstrom did stretch out. I think he had that corner covered. Yeah. But with Elise's form this season for Bayern Munich, helping them win the league and get them to the Champions League semi-finals, you wouldn't put it past him to score. Terrific signing he's been for Bayern from Crystal Palace. Tell you what, of all the players Crystal Palace have had over the last 2-3 years, I mean, they've had a great few years, obviously, but I wonder if they could have done better in the Premier League if they kept all of them together. I don't know. Including Mateta, good to see it. He's on the bench, of course, today for France. And Svensson kicks that ball away from Barcola. I think I couldn't quite tell which way out the ball went. It looks like it's going to be a corner on the near side for the French. Let us know where you're watching this game from today. We'd love to hear from you. I'll give you a shout out on the live chat page. And if you haven't yet, do vote for who you think is going to win this game on our poll. And there goes the corner from Michael Olise. Now with Koundé just on the edge of the box, on the right-hand side now. All ball deflects in the area, but it's cleared away by Lindelof. Up in the air, back into the French half. Back with the game. France now approaching the right-hand side. Shot blocked. Is that going to go out for a corner? No, it's a slide tackle clearance, and it's out to Stroud. Stroud tries to play it down the line. I don't think Isak's going to get there. Upamecano controls that beautifully and plays it back to his goalkeeper. Greg Livingstone, what does he say? Says he feels with Man City, with John Stones leaving, I feel they will give young Max Helene a chance. Give him a full season. I know they had half a season last season. Just see what he's like in a full season. I'm sure Maresca will trial him for sure. Interesting what words him and Guardiola. I wonder if he spoke to Guardiola. Oh, what a save! Elise with a low strike this time, trying to go for that bottom left corner. And it's quite a signature Messi shot that was. Messi is good at scoring those kind of ones. Elise couldn't replicate it this time. Corner's been taken quickly. Mbappe! And to be honest, he's been knocking on the door all afternoon. And just seconds before half-time, France take the lead thanks to their captain, their top goal scorer in this World Cup, Kylian Mbappe. One more time, the lyrics of Daft Punk playing in the speakers across the stadium. And I'm sure every France fan would like to say one more time, Mbappe, one more time. France 1, Sweden 0. He just went out on run on his own at the end, basically. Good pass as well. It's a good goal. It's a tight angle, but he's just been unbelievable to watch. You know, we do wonder his move to Real Madrid. I mean, from a solo performance over the last 2 seasons at Real Madrid, the stats don't lie. He's been terrific. But some do argue, you know, is Mbappe the problem? But look what he's doing for France at this World Cup. 1-0 up. I think it's been coming. They've been the better team. Sweden, they know they have to come out and play now. 3 minutes of added time has just been confirmed for the rest of this first half. Let me just put that up for you.
The fourth official on the sideline has indicated 3 minutes of additional time in the first half.
Oh, and there's a low ball cross and a shot and goal. No, it's well wide at the end. And I think, I'm not quite sure, that might have been Stroud who went for it. That was a big moment there for Sweden to get a quick equaliser. The attack starting on that right-hand side as they enter the penalty area. Low ball cross, dealt well by Koundé. I don't think he was very sure where that ball went afterwards, but it was important for him to block that path for, I think he was marking Gyökeres. Still a minute to go of the added time, but as you can see on the scoreboard below, 3 minutes of added time have been confirmed. Less than 60 seconds to go. Sweden might just have one more opportunity before they head to the changing rooms. But I think they know now that they've got to go for it. But they have a front line to do it. This is what I've been talking about. Ball's out wide to Elanga. Elanga, oh, he couldn't even get past Digne there. He's going to have to try again. Now Svensson back to Elanga. He falls to the ground. Oh no, it won't be a penalty because the referee has pointed to the linesman to the near side to confirm that it's offside. Oh, he's way off. It was a good approach by Sweden, but sadly for Svensson, he was offside, and quite obviously offside. Graham Potter wearing a full suit, including a navy tie. I think he's also got a Sweden pin badge on his jacket there. Well, that's Magnus' goal kick going out for thrown to Sweden in their own half. The 3.5 minutes into stoppage time now. Surprised the referee hasn't blown the whistle for the end of the first half. Jumping up and down some of the France supporters. Of course, they have been spoilt over the last few years. They have been in 3 major tournament finals since 2016. Only won one of them though at the World Cup in 2018. And it's half time then at the New York Stadium. And I think most people were always going to put a bet on Mbappe to score in this tie. And he has certainly done his bit so far for the 2-time World Cup winners. So half time, it's France 1, Sweden 0. Hello, Stuart. Hope you're well, mate. But yes, half time here. Let's let me just get rid of the first half clock there. Hang on. Half time. Thoughts on the first half, ladies and gentlemen. What did you think? That's on the live chat page, and we'll read out your messages if you can. Remember as well, we've asked you to vote who you think's going to win this game today. I'm going to end that poll, I think. 79% of you went for France. Sweden with 21%. I'm going to ask a new question ahead of the second half. The results are in on your live chat page. You should be able to see it, but let's see if we can put out a new one and see what you lot think. Stuart says, congratulations on winning the bet. When is Bajoin eating dog food? Yeah, well, I'm waiting on Miranda Stockwell and Seb True to do that as well. So he joins the list with them two. But yes, just check out the new poll, folks. We're asking you if Sweden can find an equaliser in the second half. Yes or not a chance. But it's been a terrific first half so far. Let's check out the stats from that opening half. Oh, Graham Potter's just having words. Let's just hear from him.
Yeah, it was obviously, you can imagine it's a tough out there for us, but I thought we had our moments as well. Disappointed with to concede the goal, but the reaction of the team was fantastic. We probably need to do a little bit more ourselves in terms of attack and have the ball to just try to force them back a little bit. I think when we did that, we've looked good.
Vad kan ni göra I paus för att skifta antingen byten eller taktik eller någonting för att ändra på det här?
Yeah, that's what we'll look at, just slight adjustments. But obviously we're playing against a good team as well. But nevertheless, I think we can do a little bit more. I think we can connect a little bit more in that midfield, so then we can maybe have a bit more of the ball ourselves when we attack.
Hur påverkas ni av hettan och planen?
No, it's the same for both teams, so it is what it is. We can, as I said, we can do a little bit more. But the reaction of the goal after the goal was fantastic. The boys are in the game, committed, but we need to keep going.
That was just Graham Potter speaking there at half-time, which I don't agree with those half-time interviews because they're the team losing 1-0. Graham Potter, if anything, would rather just get on with half-time team talks with his players because he knows that this is possibly his last chance to get some inspiration over to them and get a plan ready to try and get back in this game if there is a chance. But yeah, let's look at the stats. So you can see them on your left-hand side of the screen. So shots-wise, France leading by 14-3. Shots on target, France way ahead. They've hit the post at least twice from what we've seen in that first half. Possession, of course, has been France dominating as expected. 74% France have taken the share of, while it's only 26% for Sweden. And the passes won by nearly 150 more than Sweden, with 259 passes from France, only 108 for Sweden. If we look at, we've had no cards yet, yellow or red, as you can probably see on our lineup page in just a moment. Both teams have been offside once for each. And so far, France with 6 corners. Meanwhile, Sweden have had no corners, no set pieces whatsoever. Now, imagine if Sebastian Larsson was still a player for them and not a coach for Sweden. He would have loved the set piece. Well, he wouldn't have enjoyed this game so far because he wouldn't have been able to have taken any of them. If we actually check up the lineups, let's see what... I mean, this is just Google, similar to SofaScore, this setup, I guess. Let's see who's been ranked the best. As expected, Mbappe with the goal is ahead of everybody else on the field at 7.0. Dembele up there with Elise, both on 5.8. Dembele, it looks as though he got the assist as well, from what they're saying, if that's correct on the graphics next to him with the boot logo next to him. As for Sweden, it looks as though there were look at some of their players, at least 6 players under the red area, which isn't good. 4.5 for their number 7 man Bergvall. 4.8 for Elanga. Gyökeres looks as though he's got the best rating so far. But I must admit, Gyökeres, I don't think he's even had a shot yet. I don't really think he's been much of a... He has been playing defensively a little bit when needed, but if we're talking up front, we've not really seen anything from him yet. But if we want to check out the subs of who's available for both Deschamps of France and Potter of Sweden, those are the options. Plenty of options, of course. With a tournament like this, you can have no more than 26 players in your squad, so of course that means at least 15 players / goalkeepers in that lineup as well as options for the managers to try and make changes in that second half, which I'm sure we'll see quite a bit of. But just look at that France bench. I mean, they've got Shirky, they've got Mateta, they've got Lucas and Teo Hernandez available, Marcus Thuram, Manu Kone as well. I mean, I didn't even point out Doué, who's a young prospect, of course, in French football at the moment. But what a lineup they've got there. They can't go wrong if they need it. And they've even got N'Golo Kante. I don't think he's played any minutes yet in this World Cup. I'm surprised we've not seen anything of him, but maybe Deschamps just likes the idea of him just being part of the team because of the experience he has, playing in all of the big tournaments since at least 2016. The year when Kante won the Premier League for Leicester City. What a year that was. So, yeah, we're just going through the highlights of that first half. They've just shown the the Elise bicycle kick, which was an amazing effort at the post, but Dembele, for me, should have scored from the rebound. He had a massive goal space to go for, and he missed it past that left post. And then they showed the next highlight here was Mbappe's goal, which it's a brilliant run. It looks as though it's Dembele that teed him up with that pass. Hell of a finish from that angle. He's very close to that near post. And he beat Gyökeres. He cut the ball away from him to create that angle for the goal, and then he got it. And he left Zetterstrom for dead. Really, he didn't move an inch, the Sweden goalkeeper. And when Mbappe scored, he ran straight to Didier Deschamps on the near side. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. I would have muted the mic there, but I couldn't get to it in time. Sorry about that. Anyway, I think we're going to have a quick break. I'm just going to quickly get a juice or something, and then we'll be, of course, back for the second half of this game between France and Sweden. Don't go anywhere, folks. Stay on the stream. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thanks for waiting. Of course, second half is about to begin. The France team are out on the pitch, followed by the opponents of Sweden. I might be wrong, but are they coming out from different tunnels? Or is it just because they've come out in different times? I'm not quite sure there, but Sweden are the team that need to come out and play in the second half to at least try and push this to extra time. Remember, folks, if it's a draw after 90 minutes, it is extra time, which is 15 minutes per half. And if still no separation, they will go to the nerve-wracking penalty shootout, which, I mean, I say no, on neutrals it's all right to watch, but even then it can still be a bit nerve-wracking. Let me, ooh. So, if you haven't yet, vote on our poll. We've created a new one ahead of the second half, and we're asking you if Sweden can find an equaliser in the second half. And so far, you guys are backing that they have no chance in hell. Well, 60% of you anyway. So it looks as though it'll be France that'll kick off this second half. And the second half has begun. And just like a lot of teams so far in this tournament, France have decided to kick that deep out wide in the Sweden half for it to go for a throw in near the right-hand bottom corner. What do people think of that tactic? I'm not quite sure. I mean, if you intercept it quickly from a throw, and who knows, you might catch them off guard, but it's like a game of rugby when they play the kicking game. It makes sense in rugby, but for football, I don't think it's the same. So, throwing for Sweden. Looks like there's been no substitutions at the start of this second half, so both teams sticking by their starting lineups. Stuart reckons that Sweden will score, but then France will take it and win it 1-0. Sorry, 2-1. Burgoyne saying, have you heard that Channel 4 currently filming a series where a former Arsenal defender works in the 999 call centre? They call it Better Call Saul. Ha ha ha. Very good. I did enjoy Better Call Saul, the TV show, though. Great prequel to Breaking Bad. I won't say anything, folks, but if let's say you've watched Breaking Bad but you're not giving Better Call Saul a go yet, then what the hell are you doing? Don't watch it now. Wait till this game's over and then you can watch it. Then you can tell your mates at work the next day and say, why the hell are you guys not watching this either? I'm not saying watch the whole show in one night. I don't think that's mathematically possible, depending on what time you start work tomorrow, though. Sweden, then, in possession in their own half. But as I said, that front line of Sweden, can they do something with it? There was one or two heart-and-mouth moments in that first half for France, but luckily for them, Sweden couldn't convert those crosses. Now it's with Koundé for France. His pass did not pick up Dembele. And now it's up in McCartney, who's having to shield the ball away from his opponent of Isak on the halfway line, and he plays a back pass towards Magnan. Now it's with Chimone. Plays it to over his right shoulder to Oppen Meccano on the halfway line. Greg Livingstone said in the live chat page, Ipswich has signed Callum Wilson. Good signing and a good player. Oh, not bad experience to have. I must admit, I wasn't a big fan of his at West Ham, but towards the end of the season he was playing all right again, I guess. But again, that's because him and the team had a mission to try and stay up, which sadly did not happen if you're a West Ham fan. But delight for Tottenham Hotspur fans, that's for sure. How did Tottenham do so badly last season? Apparently they're signing Fernandes from West Ham. It's going to be a throw in here for the French. It's out wide on the left-hand side. Oh, it came off a Swedish shirt. That was a Langer. Burgoyne asking me thoughts on Coventry's chances this year. I think if Lampard can do a good job with Coventry, then could he still get a chance at Chelsea yet again for a third spell? Don't know. Oh, long range effort from Chimone, only for it to go high and wide, and it'll be a Sweden goal kick, which kind of sums up the start of this game so far. The pace has been very slow since the kickoff. They're just showing a replay again of Mbappe's opening goal and only goal that we've seen in this game so far. Hello, Dreadsea the Otter. Hello, Dreadsea. Hope you're well. They say yo. We're going insane, but you've been exceptionally negative about Coventry off stream. I'm going to say this now. They had a team that was built by Mark Robins. Don't get me wrong. I put my hands up and give credit to Lampard because he's still got them over the line. I think no matter what, you know, if the manager can do that, then that's great. But I'm intrigued to see what they do. I think it's great to see them up in the Premier League. We love seeing a new team. Well, they're not a new team in the Premier League, but in terms of a team that haven't been there for so long, it's nice to see a different team go up instead of your usual West Bromwich Albions or Norwich City, for example. So it'll be good to see them try and see what they can do. And it's a great stadium that they play in the well, I don't think it's called the Ricoh Arena anymore. I think they have other sponsors to it now, but you know, it's mad. Only a few years ago they were sharing the same stadium as Birmingham City. Here come France inside the right-hand side of the Sweden box. Comes to nothing. It's still with Elise. Dembele all tried to backheel a pass across to Mbappe, but when Dembele completed that pass, he was offside. I'm intrigued to see what Mark Robins does for Stoke this season. He started off last season really well, then they just completely flopped towards the end of November, and then for the rest of the season they just couldn't get a string of wins together, and they were out of the playoffs very quickly. But I do fear that Mark Robins, his hands are tied at Stoke because of who his boss is upstairs, of John Walters, who I don't know how that works. John Walters, who's got no experience as being a manager or coach really, and yet he's telling Mark Robins what to do, basically. I don't see about that. Oh, hang on a moment, it's a chance. Oh, it's another one. And it's Barcola who makes it 2-0. And even so early on in this second half, that might just be the killer goal to take Sweden out of this World Cup. And France, yet again, as they have done near the East Coast this World Cup, they have been surfing it up, haven't they? They are having a whale of a time out here in the States. The form continues, and at this moment in time, Sweden are the latest victims in Deschamps' slaughterhouse. France 2, Sweden 0. That's a good goal. I mean, it's Elise who does all the legwork there. Good pass to Barcola. Barcola in behind the defence. No one tracking him. And sadly for Sweden, is this the problem that Potter did by playing 3 defenders? Is this what's going to kill them at the end? By trying to play Deschamps' game? Well, I don't really know why I'm wearing this. I don't recall wearing a Sweden cap. Don't know how this got on my head. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh dear. I don't know who put that on my head. I blame my hands. Let's put this one on. Yeah, I have hope that Mexico will win their game later, unlike Sweden. Ha! 2-0. Let me get the goal graph up. Not had any substitutions yet. Greg says Stoke to win the championship this season. I said it. Wow. Screenshot that, ladies and gentlemen. And even if you get it wrong, Stu, I'm not going to put that against you, but the fact that you believe that they can do it is enough for me, mate. I've got my season ticket for next season. With Dad. Same seats as usual. But we've only signed 1 player so far, and that is a young Senegalese midfielder, which only happened last week. Yeah, in early days, of course, pre-season hasn't even started yet, but I don't know. I just fear that Mark Robbins is the right man for the job. I just worry that there's too many people upstairs at the club that won't allow him to do what he wants to do. And, you know, I kind of wonder if should that have been discussed before he got the job. I don't know. If you have just joined us, Mbappe opened the scoring at the end of the first half with a good solo effort run from the left-hand side to strike the top right corner of the net. And then just a few minutes into the second half, Barcola getting the second goal, which might have killed the game off. We say that 10 minutes into the second half, and we have Sweden with a corner kick on the far side here. Big chance here for Graham Potter's men, because of course if they can get a goal so early on here now with quite a lot, over half an hour to play for, they're back in this. It's a crowd of them mixed in together like the human centipede in front of Magnan. Oh, Magnan has had his right boot stood on there. Referee ignores it. Oh dear. And that corner comes to naught. And that was a flick header wide. It was a poor header, really. I think that might have been from Lagerbielke. Joe Stanley, his sharp eyes are there again, or hawk eyes. Yes, you are correct. You have seen a Lamine Yamal Cup. This is my second one that I'll be able to get. When I say second, I got a Ronaldinho one pretty much at the start of the tournament. I must admit, I want a Beckham one though. I'd trade this for a Beckham one. If anyone has a Beckham Cup, you can have this Yamal one. There is an Alphonso Davies one apparently. You can only get that in Canada, so Stu, if you could reach out to Alphonso for us. Look, he's not had much game time. He's been sitting on his butt most of the time in this World Cup. If you can ask him to get a McDonald's for us, that would be fantastic. We just can't tell Jesse March that he's eating burgers. I don't think it's good for his diet as a footballer during a World Cup. I'd love to know who of us think will win the championship next season. I got a feeling Middlesbrough. Wow, I'm intrigued to see if Southampton could, despite what happened. Stuart also asking, I thought Saliba played for Canada. I mean, he does. There's two of them. They're not brothers, are they? They're not related. I have no idea. I've never checked. Burgoyne saying Ecuador will beat Mexico. You would say that. You would say that. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think Mexico have been great at this tournament. I think the fans have helped them here. Here comes Bongola. Actually, no, it was Koundé, sorry, that... I don't know if that was meant to be a shot. I think they'll put it down as a shot on target. But I think he was trying to play a low ball cross the face of goal for one of his teammates to basically tap it in on the far post. But Zetterstrom was able to read that low ball and deny France a third goal. But yeah, I don't think Mexico have been great. I think the fans have pushed them to where they are. 3 wins out of 3 in the group stages. I don't think Mexico have done that in the World Cups ever since I've been watching it. I think they lasted it in 2002. But I don't think it's a good team. They're gone are the days of the golden generation from over 10 years ago, that's for sure. But I'd love it if they do beat Ecuador tonight. I think they have the better chance because of where it's being played. It's not an easy place to play. It's not just the atmosphere, it's also the environment. Gyökeres feels as though he was fouled. He's down on the ground. He's got his left hand covering his nose as he has his head leaning towards the ground. I mean, watching the replay, he doesn't even touch his face, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I think Gyökeres might be being a little bit over dramatic there. Stan is saying the films are overhyped. My memory might be really bad, but what film are we talking about? Greg's saying, I feel people forget how rich Stoke are, because I believe it's a family who own Bet365, or someone who owns it. Yeah, I mean, look, the money's there. They did have a financial fair play rule against them about a year or two, so there was a little period where they couldn't just go and spend their money, but they were able to be patient and do it. It's with Koundé now to Dembele on the right hand side. Now Elise, and he went for a curling effort towards the top corner, the top left corner, but that was a good diving save by Zetterstrom to also direct the ball out of the way to avoid a rebounded effort for any of the players in a blue shirt. But of course, we've seen Elise approach shots like that throughout this season for Bayern Munich. Corner kick for France. Oh, that's not a bad cross. It's headed up in the air. Isak with the last touch. What are people's views on Isak at the moment? I don't think he could have done much in this game. I just don't think Sweden have had the possession to even create the chances. But, you know, a huge season coming up for him at Liverpool, because Liverpool fans will be wanting to see him prove his worth for how much that price tag was last summer. It's now with Dembele. Chimone. And they've gone all the way back to Upamecano. Now across to the left of Rabiot. Rabiot retrieving the ball back from Mbappe. Lobs a short pass over to Elise on the left-hand side. Stanners has got a Yamal and a Ronaldinho one. Yep, same as me. Burgoyne has got 2 Henrys and 2 Ronaldinhos. Ella's brothers have got 2 Henrys, and they picked them up at the, I assume the Telford one or Wellington one, McDonald's. So I do wonder if each McDonald's have different ones throughout the tournament. So like one week they have the Beckham ones out, and the next week it'll be Yamal or something. I might be wrong though. Dembele on the right hand side now, looking for a cross. Oh, that's gone straight to Zetterstrom. It looked as though Elise was not up for making that run to get to the end of that cross, and instead that ball lands in the hands of the Swedish goalkeeper. I do want a Beckham one. Craig asking, where do you feel West Ham will finish this season? I wouldn't be surprised if they finish top 2. Would not be surprised. They're just... I got no real backing by that, but I just think they could just go straight back up. A lot of problems upstairs though at the moment with, is it O'Sullivan, who's been recently had accusations against him, and because of that he's resigned from his role at West Ham, so a lot of problems upstairs. And Cam Brady, I think, also left before the season ended. Burgoyne saying, myself and Seb True said on our tournament prediction, which was on Let's Talk Sport, he reckons that Ecuador would do well. They did get a good win over Germany last week. I must admit, from the games I've watched them in, I've not been that impressed yet. But again, group stages to me are not exactly the time to judge a team. If they get to the knockouts, it's all about what do you do then. That's when it really matters. France yet again carrying on as they have done in this group stage. They've won every game so far. Oh, and it was nearly the goal that would certainly put the game to bed from Michael Olise, sorry. Just wide past the post at the end there. I tell you what, that French attack though, when they turn it up, they're the best in this tournament. Just so quick. Playing from within 5 seconds, they have gone from their own half straight to an attempt off target. So we've got our first substitutions of the game, 2 of them coming from Sweden. Bergvall has gone off for Zanelli. Oh, hang on, there's another shot there from Upper Meccano this time. What's he doing so far deep inside the half of Sweden there? What are you doing there? Go back in defence, sir. Would Vincent Kompany allow that? The other substitution. Oh, here comes Sweden now. They've got to take the chances here. Time is running out, and yet again, another attack comes to no attempt on target or even off target. Elliot Stroud has been replaced for Sweden, the defender. Taha Ali, a striker, coming on. So Potter's going for it, of course. And of course, they've got to try something. They've got to find 2 goals somehow. So 2 changes made now by Graham Potter. We've seen nothing yet from France, but again, they don't really need to do anything unless Deschamps is confident they're going to secure this win and maybe rest a few players if they are going to make the next round. Oh, there's a hydration break. And I think it's fair to say Sweden need one if there's any hope of them getting back into this game. But what does Sweden do now? I mean, they've just put on another striker of Ali. 4 men up front, which I think, you know, to replace a defender. Well, no, actually, I say that. I think they haven't taken a defender off. If anything, they've taken a midfielder off for a striker. So nothing changes on the back line, but you feel as though even if you get a goal back, are you opening yourself up even more to France if they need a goal again? And let's be honest, France are very good at that. They did that, I think, in the opening game. Oh, who were they again? Senegal. They actually were 2-0 up, Senegal, going into added... Sorry, they were 2-0 down, Senegal, with added time about to start being played. Then they get a goal back, and then within moments after, Mbappe makes it 3-1 because they can just do that in moments, France. They're just so quick. Just read some of your messages before the hydration break comes to an end. So many messages. Standards is saying Klopp for the Germany job. I mean, I'd love to see it. Are the rumours coming out now? I'd love to see it personally. I think it would suit him because I reckon he has missed a bit of football management, but because of how much hours and days it took out of him at Liverpool, and you could see he was drained from it towards the end of that spell. I do wonder if he'll enjoy the Germany job because, of course, it's a lot less games to work on from a calendar year. Of course, the role is full-time, but I think maybe he would welcome it. Burgoyne saying, I also said that Paraguay would be dark horses, and last night, obviously, they showed that. I think for Paraguay, them getting to the knockouts is already a win for them. It's their first World Cup since 2010. And I think they won on a penalty shootout against Chile, I think it was, in 2010. Which was Marcelo Bielsa's team. As in, he was manager of Chile, from what I can remember. But yeah, terrible tournament for Bielsa in Uruguay. But I've always said this. I like Bielsa, but I don't think he's exactly the best coach in the world or anything like that. Not that anyone said he was, but I think there's a lot of hype for him, and I'm not so sure. Greg reckons that Klopp is done with management. Could be. But I do think that Germany job might, if there's any chance of him coming back, that Germany job might be the closest he'd get to coming back for. Burgoyne is saying Ekatike better than Isak. Completely agree. I remember when there was those first two games before they even signed Isak, and I did wonder, do you really need to spend that amount of money on Isak? Look, if Isak was 50, 60 million, I get it. But not for 120 million. I don't think you pay that. I don't understand that. Right, anyway, hydration break has ended. They are back underway. Sweden have got 20 minutes or so to come back from a 2-goal deficit, and this is already a bad start because France are going forward to try and put this game to bed. Oh, good save by Zetterstrom. And Elise yet again, he's just not having his day in front of goal. He's missed yet again. Well, one-on-one, I think he got too close to the goalkeeper once he entered the penalty area, and he went straight to Zetterstrom instead of taking him on. And Sweden still just 2-0 down. If there's any chance of them coming back, that could be a huge save in this moment of the game. Stuart says, can I do a shout-out for my mate passing his driving test? I wonder who that might be. Might be somebody else. I mean, Stuart's the president of Canada, let's not forget. He's friends with everyone. Even Mark Carney, who's apparently the leader of Canada. But we all know he isn't. He's Bank of England still, he just forgot to leave the role. Might be Bank of Canada now. Oh, good defending by Koundé. And actually, he made sure he didn't get the last touch. It would seem as though... I'm trying to figure out who that was. I think it was Ayare who reckons that was actually a free kick. Sorry, a corner kick to Sweden, but referee said it wasn't. Stuart saying too expensive not to pass first time. That was what I was thinking, because it cost me 120 quid just to have the car, my instructor's car, for those 2-3 hours, and then paying I think it was 65 quid for the test. Bearing in mind as well, there's a bit of a backlog in the UK for driving tests at the moment. I had to rely on a cancelled test slot. Originally I had it booked in Crewe for 19th of August. But then I made sure that when a Wrexham test slot came up, that worked for me. I booked it and I did. I'm just so relieved more than anything that it's done. and I don't have to try and do it again. Oh, it's through now. Oh, it's another goal. Guess. I'll put my house on it. It's Kylian Mbappe who scores his second goal of the game. And hey, he's got 17 minutes left yet to get a hat-trick. It's the Kylian Mbappe show in New Jersey. Take him to the Broadway tonight. He is on a roll. This guy is performing on the biggest stage in the world, just like he has done in the previous 2 World Cups. Could it be World Cup 2026 is his best one yet? He waves his arm in the air to the fans. Started off with a backheel pass from the man himself. Then it went to Koundé, I believe, or it might be Elise actually. Elise will get the assist. And then Mbappe, 2 touches with the ball. His second touch fires that ball into that corner of the net, just over the shoulder of Zetterstrom. And that really is done and dusted for the Swedes yet again at World Cup. Is he offside? They're showing a replay here. We'll see. He might just be offside, but we'll see. Well, I think they're going to resume play. Yep, they have. So 3-0. Oh, Dembele and Koundé have just gone off. Doué and Gusto coming on. It's fucking insane that they can just bring on Doué and Gusto. Sorry, but France have no right not winning this World Cup. Stuart makes a big statement here, which is an interesting one. Says Mbappe looks far happier for France than Madrid. And yet he's playing really well for Madrid from an individual perspective. But yeah, it hasn't quite happened for him yet, for Real Madrid in terms of trophies at least. But can that change? Jose Mourinho's manager, I feel like that's just a backwards move by Perez, the president. Right, Sweden, have you got anything in the tank? Are they even going to get a goal at this game? France go yet again. And as I said, taking a defender off, they've just opened themselves up even more. Here's Elise. Oh, across the face of goal, didn't pick out Mbappe. Mbappe on the hunt to take home that match ball by getting a hat-trick. He's got 2 out of the 3. Can he get a third one? We have Rabiot now just inside the last bit of the pitch that still has the sunlight shining on it. Let me change these subs. I forgot to change them for France. Doué replaced Dembele, so that's Dembele done for the day. What a sum it could be for Dembele. If he wins the World Cup on top of the Champions League for a 2nd year in a row, surely that's Ballon d'Or for him, possibly. What do you lot think? So Theo Hernandez is also now coming on. Give me a chance to Champs. I'm only just putting the other 2 subs. Digne's come off as well. Yeah, Teo Hernandez. I mean, fair play to Dinho actually getting starting lineup here for France. Oh, Sweden trying to go for Gyökeres now inside the penalty area, but yet again he's just been out-muscled and outsmarted by Upamecano, and they've cleared it away. They've just announced that they've had over 5 million fans at this World Cup so far, which is kind of nuts when you think that there's still a lot of the knockouts to come. But we have had a lot more group games than we've had it before. I mean, let's not forget this tournament's way over 2 weeks old already. And at this rate, it looks like poor Sweden will be joining the list of teams going home. Joe says, got any more stickers, Jamie? Ah, yes, I could actually open one in just a moment. I forgot to do it during my hydration break. But here we are. I'll just wait for this France attack. Here's Doué. He's cut again. He's gone past 2 Swede players. He's going to keep going. Oh! Well, he got a shot on target, saved by the keeper. I can't even imagine the stats of Zetterstrom has had to make despite conceding 3 goals, but it's been a very one-sided affair, this game. Let's open some stickers then, shall we? Let's find out who we've got. Now remember, there's 7 normally in a packet these days. We start off with a player from Algeria. It's Fairs Kayaibi. Camera can be a bit blurry when I do this, so apologies. Kalidou Koulibaly for Senegal. Oh, ex-Chelsea defender. Oh, we've got a favourite for Stuart and Stanners at least. Liverpool's former sensation, Luis Diaz. He's done wonders at Bayern Munich since. Oh, is it Mbappe? No. Surely. Oh, saved. Ball goes behind for a corner. We got England's Ollie Watkins. Oh, we got Paraguay's Julio Enciso, who scored, I think, the equaliser against Germany. Nicolas de la Cruz for Uruguay. And even though he's out of the tournament, but I didn't realise he had bad news back at home ahead of the game last night for the Netherlands. It's Cody Gakpo, who's had a good World Cup, 2 goals to his name. And I've got one of those free digital packs. Oh yeah. I shouldn't have showed the QR code because Noam Bagoy, he'll scan that before me and use it. I don't blame him. I am a bit slow to these things. So there you have it. I've got another sticker, a packet to open, but I might do that for another stream. Stan is saying, I should be going to bed, I've got work in the morning, but staying up for this legend. Oh, you stop it. I'm not going to bed after this. I mean, I'm not doing a stream. I don't think I've got the energy to do a stream, but I will stay up for the Mexico-Ecuador game. Normally I would just watch the full match tomorrow morning, but I feel as though I will somehow find out before I rewatch it. So, well, I'll say I'll stay up for it. I'll probably fall asleep at half-time. That happened with me last night with the Dutch and the Morocco game. I fell asleep at half-time. And I'm glad I did, because that went to extra time and then penalties. So I would have not gone to bed till at least 4:30. At least. Oh, excuse me. 7 minutes remaining on the clock. Sweden just, even despite 3-0 down now, France are playing 10 out of 10. They are not losing their guard in this game whatsoever, even in a comfortable lead like this. It's been all France possession-wise. Mbappe playing a ball across the field to pick out Elise. Couldn't keep it in play. I'm not sure if that's a goal kick or he's kicked it out for a throw-in. Well, Mbappe's coming off, so I don't think we're going to see that hat-trick today. He puts his armband on Chimone's left arm. So Mbappe coming off with a handful of minutes still remaining. Elise will also go off the pitch with him. And it looks as though Mateta's coming on, and so is Jerky. I do love Mateta. So Mateta has come on. Oh, excuse me. Just have to remind myself what number Mateta is. Sweden have a free kick, literally towards the centre, just outside the France half of the centre circle. It's taken, and now they've decided to approach the attack on the right-hand side. A cross comes in, a big header going out for a throw-in. Elise's also gone off, as I mentioned. He's been replaced by Jerky. Corner comes in for, was it a corner at the end? Oh. Long range effort going well wide. Magnan says thank you very much. You can do that all day, mate. Makes my job easier. Stuart say, get the Wenger boys on for Mateta. Oh yes. Whatever Mateta wants, we should always provide. I love Mateta. Absolute terrific play. You know what? Greg was asking me before, who should Man United sign? They're just showing a replay of Deschamps doing this as Mbappe walks off the pitch when he was being substituted. Remember, Deschamps, you are the boss. You gotta remind him you are the boss, not Mbappe. You don't want Mbappe to become a Cristiano Ronaldo, which means scared of even putting him on the bench. Oh, here it is now. France trying to. Wouldn't we love to see Mateta get a World Cup goal? Oh, Barcola, I think. Or was that Kuhn? No, Barcola's just been caught offside. So they're just showing the World Cup tally. So Mbappe and Messi top. They share the top bit there. They are both on 6 goals. Of course, Messi hasn't played his last 32 game yet. So he'll have a chance of going ahead of Mbappe for that golden boot. Unless Argentina somehow go out of this tournament so early on, you never know. This World Cup can be unpredictable. But Erling Haaland, who scored earlier today, scoring the winning goal with 5 minutes remaining against Cote d'Ivoire to send Norway into the last 16. He is currently 3rd in the golden boot race with 5 goals, just one behind Mbappe and Messi. But it really has been a tournament for the big boys in terms of strikers. They've all been scoring. Kane, I think, has got 3 goals to his name as well, so he's doing all right. Of course, England play tomorrow against DR Congo. I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's a guaranteed win for England. I think they got to be careful. They should win it, but don't assume that they have won it when the game kicks off. Oh, and Gyökeres, not even from that shot on the edge of the box. It's saved by Magnan, and Magnan's clean sheet stays alive for now. Still had to stretch out to his left with a low shot save. Did well there though. Gyökeres frustrated and knowing that at this rate he is going to be flying back to London. Probably get some time off ahead of the new Premier League season as a defending champion with Arsenal. Nilsson's just come on for Isak. So that's Isak's World Cup pretty much coming to an end. Gustav Nilsson is a striker, so one striker coming off for another. Sadly, probably a summer to forget for Isak really. I think he scored in the opening game against Tunisia, but who didn't score? They did win 5-1 in that one. So we've reached 90 minutes, 4 minutes of added time from the fourth official. 4 minutes left of Sweden's World Cup campaign, unless they somehow at least score 3 goals in the next 4 minutes. Oh, excuse me. We'll end that poll as well, asking before if Sweden could find an equaliser in the second half. And 69% of you were correct going for not a chance. 31% of you ambitious go for a yes, but they just haven't. Again, game's still carrying on, but I think we all know where it's going to end up from here. But of course, before the stream ends, folks, remember to, if you haven't yet, do click subscribe and give us a like. It really helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, in case you're wondering. You might be new to YouTube, you might think subscribe. Oh dear. Due with a cross to Mateta, and Mateta, I think sadly there was a bounce before it reached Mateta's left leg. He did have to stretch his left leg out for the delivery, and yeah, ended up hitting it. It was not, he couldn't get his back behind it, his body behind it, and it misses the target. I'd have loved to have seen Mateta. I don't think he's ever got a World Cup goal, so that would have been nice to have witnessed. Maybe in the next round. So, the winner of this game will take on Paraguay on Saturday, July the 4th, Independence Day in the States. A 10 p.m. kickoff, which will be in Philadelphia, so not far from where they're playing today, France. Not too much traveling needed. Philadelphia, not far away from New Jersey. So Paraguay will await them. Can they do anything to stop France after defeating Germany on penalties? And that is in the last 16. Like I say, this is the proper business end of the World Cup now. Every game is a knockout game from now on. Just 3 minutes gone so far of the 4 minutes of added time. Turkey, I think, has just been has given away a free kick. Of course, they couldn't. I don't think Deschamps could not have picked Jerky for this World Cup after the season he had at Man City. I think he's quite the fan favourite in, not even at Man City, but just for fans neutrally. I think they love seeing his football. Especially the way he plays with the ball. Likes to add a bit of creativity and art to it, you could say. A bit of magic. Oh! And Sweden getting another shot towards the goalkeeper. Nothing comes of it, though. And referees had enough. 2 seconds shy of the 4 minutes of added time. And it is France who continue their rampage at this World Cup. That's 4 wins out of 4. And yet again, Mbappe doing his job, scoring and hitting the net twice today. Not a hat-trick, but at least he got a brace for his team in order to send France to the last 16. And they will play again this Saturday night at 10 p.m. UK time. They'll be heading off to Philadelphia as they'll take on Paraguay, who defeated the Germans last night on penalties. So another big game coming up for France. And of course, the way they're playing at the moment, no wonder they are the favourites to bring it home and bring Deschamps his second ever World Cup since he's been manager, at least. Greg Livingstone says, okay, Jamie, I'm off. See you whenever I see you again. Bye. See you later, Greg. Good to see you as always, mate. Let me just change some things here. So confirmation, it is full time. Sweden are the latest team to leave the World Cup. Sadly, it's the end of the road for Graham Potter and his men after 4 games at this World Cup. I don't think they really lightened up the group stages, to be honest with you. I think because of the best third place teams being able to go through. I think sadly Sweden are one of them where really I think them going out the group stages would have been about right for Graham Potter and his team. But they were able to get out through the knockouts, and despite the front line that they had of Gyökeres, Elanga and Isak, they just couldn't really do anything. The possession was just destroyed by France, and they just kept knocking on the door in that first half. And of course, just before half-time, it was Mbappe that broke the deadlock and put them into the lead. And really, not long after the second half had begun, we asked you on the live poll on the chat page if Sweden can equalise. And of course, 69% of you voted for not a chance. Were correct. We just could not see. Sweden just did not get into it. And I think when Barcolo scored that second goal just a few minutes into the second half, it felt like it was already done and dusted by then. Sweden didn't have much to show for it. Magnan made a couple of saves and kept the clean sheet, and he deserved it. But yeah, that was it really from the Swedes. I'll just quickly check the player ratings. Let me just have a look at that before we wrap up our stream. And as you'd expect, Kylian Mbappe, there he is in the centre of the pitch pretty much, with the rating after scoring 2 goals tonight, 9.2, the highest rating out of all the players on the pitch there. It looks as though Barcolo will come in second with 7.3. Elise with 7.1. Of course, he got 2 assists tonight. Barcolo getting a goal as well for France. And Dembele getting an assist as well. He's on 6.6. But Chamone actually goes ahead of Dembele at 6.9, just behind him there, playing the defensive midfield role. As for Sweden, it looks as though, as it was at the end of the first half when we checked, it is Gyökeres who was their player of the match, you could say, despite losing 3-0. He got the highest rating for them at 6.1. You can check out the substitutes there. There's their ratings as well, despite them not playing, of course, a full 90-minute match. But, of course, they also get rated by Google. So, I think we're pretty much coming to the end of our latest live watch-along here on Let's Talk Sport. Thank you to everyone for watching, whether you contribute on the live chat page or just simply watched me in the background or what have you. I really appreciate it. And of course, it's your support that makes it well worthwhile to do these live stream watch-alongs, as always, on Let's Talk Sport. And if you're new and you haven't yet, please subscribe. Click that subscribe button and join the Let's Talk Sport fanship. We'd really appreciate it. Give us a like as well for this stream. Your support goes really far for us to keep going here. I'm not sure when my next World Cup watch-along will be. Joe Stanley is hoping to do a few in the next few days. Again, keep an eye on the homepage of the Let's Talk Sport YouTube channel, and you'll be kept up to date. You see, that's what subscribing does for you. Without subscribing, you wouldn't know. But yes, we'll keep you updated as always on our socials. Follow us on our socials as well. The details to find us are down there for Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. So be sure to give us a follow on those social platforms as well. But yes, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So it is Mbappe that steals the show yet again, not far from Broadway. Maybe they should take him to the theatres, because he certainly is performing the Kylian Mbappe show that many feared at this World Cup. Good night.